What's going on? What's going on, folks? What's going on? What's going on, folks? How y'all doing today? Y'all coming live? Not really live, my bad, but All In Sports Podcast / Man Cave. Yeah. Want to get it? First of all, please like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Tap in with your boy. Man, I'll be talking about sports. I'll be talking about life. Tap in with me and you'll find out. So subscribe at All In Sports Podcast. Capital A, everything else, lowercase. All In Sports Podcast, all together. Go like, share, subscribe on YouTube, please. So, yeah, man. I would like to jump right into it. First and foremost, my condolences to Kyron Lacy family. May he rest in peace. This been happening a whole lot, especially in our community. If y'all know what I'm talking about in the black community. It hurt, especially being in the field that I'm in, sports field. Football is my number one sport. That's what saved my life. We'll get into that. But yeah, it hit our field tough. Hit coaches and trainers across the world tough. If you really watch football and do your research on where these young boys come from, you feel me? A lot of these young fellas, a lot of these young bulls and hogs, man, they come from the ghetto. They come from the hoods, you know. We come from the hoods. That's where I came from. And growing up in those areas, you grew up with a lot of traumatizing things, I should say. You see a lot go on. A lot happens to you. Probably not personally, but in your family, maybe personally, whatever it is. But a lot takes place. Like, so we grow up not knowing how to channel our trauma, our hurt, our anger, because we're taught, shut up, young nigga, stick your chest out, you'll be all right, suck it up. So we weren't taught how to be vulnerable. So a lot of times we hold a lot of things in that we shouldn't hold in, right? And that causes a whole lot of different thoughts going through your mind, right? Going through your spirit. So now we weren't taught how to channel those thoughts, right? And the only way we was taught how to channel those thoughts were to either react in a violent way, or if not violent way, like we're shut down and not talk to nobody. So all sorts of ways of actions that take place when you're dealing with trauma and depression. And I know for me, growing up, the way I grew up, football saved my life. And I pivot. That's a great pivot, because that was a great pivot in my life, right? A damn great pivot. Like, it wasn't for football, I was trying to get my brothers and sisters out the hood. I was trying to give, my family, my brothers and sisters a better life. right? And I know I jumped, but I don't want this video to be hella long. But football helped me to channel all that anger and all that trauma I went through as a young boy, right? Being the oldest of all my siblings. I saw a lot, I had to carry a lot on my shoulders. And a lot of these young boys doing it, growing up the same way. But thank God I had coaches who put their arm around me and loved me for who I was, not just for running that rock. Feel me? And a lot of these coaches just love those boys, love these young men just for running that rock. They don't love them for who they are and where they come from. They looking for somebody to love them. You feel me? They looking for somebody to put their arm around them. So don't worry about it. I can't relate, but I see your hurt, and I see you need help, and I see you need somebody to love you. You dig me? And that's why I always talk big about my high school, my middle school coaches, and my high school coaches, and a few of my college coaches. Because if it was not for them, I don't know where I would be. That's the fact. That's the fact. And this NIL stuff, man, this portal stuff, these men that call themselves coaches aren't going to sit down, having dinner with these families. You feel me? Going to go break bread with these families like Coach Prime does, like Nick Saban does, like the old school. Old school. When they really walked inside the house and met the family and looked around and said, this is why this young boy go so hard in the weight room and on the football. That's why he's so relentless on the football field and at practice. He only got one damn gear, and that's the go. Yeah, because he trying to get his family out the hood. And right now with all this NIL stuff, man, I'm not saying don't pay these kids, these young adults. I'm not saying that. So please hear me out. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, if we're going to give these kids this money, and I call them kids because that's what they are. They are young adults, but they act like kids because they're not there yet, mature, mentally and spiritually yet. And no one is teaching them those characteristics. Why? Because coaches are only in it for the money now, right? That's why they bouncing from school to school. They been doing it. They get a fat contract and they leave. So now these young adults, these young boys, these young girls can't trust these coaches because, well, I can't say young women because in college basketball, most of those coaches are loyal when it comes to the young women. But when it comes to NCAA football and basketball, these coaches, they see that fat contract, they get offered, they out. They first time making it to the Sweet 16, they get phone calls like, man, how you take this D to Sweet 16? And they jump. But they had a freshman and a sophomore that believed in them, and now they jumped on them. Right? So, like I said, I made a little short on my YouTube page, and I shared it. I shared it on my Instagram story. We gotta get the love back. When I say love, the love of the game, the love for these kids, for youth sports, right? The love for these young adults that's walking into these colleges, man, and these big colleges, even small colleges, and shoe brands are giving them big money and sponsorship. All I'm saying, if we're gonna do that, let's continue to love these kids, love these young adults, because they're traumatized. They're going through some things, and we just giving them. They just handing out. They just handing out money. Say it'll be all right. Take this NIL deal. Come play for us. Not knowing that this young boy, this young girl, this young woman, this young man need a counselor, need a therapist, need a coach to really lean on. So, my condolences once again to the Lacy family. I know my family and I are praying, you know, and stand for something or fall for anything. It's Coach Smith, Camp All In, and we out. Much love, y'all.